doesn't feel too bad whenever you're in the shade.
Yeah, but this is the best place because the wind is blowing.
Yeah.
But the rest of the place, oh my God.
Yeah, okay. Comes right through here. What's going on, everybody? Sam Heine here, back with another episode of Street Talk. We're in the NuLu neighborhood today, the East Market District, with none other than Deljoo, who is a local real estate investor, developer. Had his hands in a lot of really cool projects around town. One of the more prominent projects that you've got going on right now, that we are actually at right now, is in the NuLu block, the 800 block of Market Street. It is the NuLu Marketplace development, an 11 building development going on. 11 buildings that Mo snapped up and is gutting and breathing a new life into in the form of retail, office space, and a little bit of residential in the form of apartment buildings. You know, it's just a really cool development that literally connects Market Street and Main Street, Mo, and I figured I'd come down and hear it straight from you. What compelled you to buy 11 buildings in NuLu and go the direction you went?
Originally I did not plan to be, but just everything came together very well at one time. I guess somehow it worked out great that we could have the opportunity to have access to all these buildings and be able to create three distinct areas within the NuLu neighborhood that we think that we're going to develop, whether either in the Market Street, the Main Street, and the Billy Goat Strut Alley, which is in the middle of the two sections here.
Yeah, it's really cool, and to me what really stands out is, like I said, it is taking Market Street, who is, it really seems like it thrives with the storefronts and you know, some good residential and restaurant scene going on over there, and it's connecting that in Main Street, which is a little bit more industrial, which I think, you know, it doesn't seem like it's ever really been done before.
Right, and the Main Street, I think, is going through some great positive changes as well with the Buckingham project. They're adding 300 units on the next block, and all the more residential units which are being added to the neighborhood. I think that's going to put the whole project together and make the Main Street also a very active part of this development. Yeah,
absolutely. And you know, the development, you're labeling it NuLu Marketplace. The NuLu Marketplace, is that a tribute to the old days of the East Market District of, you know, back in the day? It was sort of a hub of a market district, everybody coming down to get what they need.
Yeah, pretty much. We were trying to find a place that, you know, really tells the story, find a name that tells the story of this development. And then when we look at the history of the Market Street, right at Market Street, when there is a wider area in that section of very in front of our building is, there used to be a place that everybody brought in and they sold their goods in the old days.
Yeah.
And that was the real market. And so we thought making it a NuLu Marketplace that really tells the story for the whole project.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, it's, and just this downtown area, it's such a lot of rich history, and it's especially the area leading into downtown, the NuLu neighborhood, Butchertown.
That's correct.
So it's really cool to see you, I guess, paying tribute to those old days, right?
We try.
Yeah. So what are a couple of projects other than this one? Because I think it just in the form of residential housing, the apartments that are going to be on the upper level, you know, retail, office space. There's really going to be a mixture of things that this project's going to bring to the neighborhood. But what are a couple of other things coming to the neighborhood that you've heard on the ground level?
Yeah, I think that, as I mentioned, the Buckingham project is a good example of what the positive things that are happening in the neighborhood. Because in order for a concept like this to really work, it's got to have a residential basis.
Yeah.
That really support the folks that can actually live in the place and go shop in the place and grow the neighborhood. So with the addition of the more residential units, I think that's really is a big plus for this area. And that's one of the reasons that in our developments, knowing that there are so many other residential units are being added, we have focused on mostly retail offices with minimal residential units.
Yeah, I think that's a refreshing change of pace. You got it's all about balance, I guess, in any
Exactly.
neighborhood.
Exactly.
And speaking of the trending of the neighborhood, it seems like NuLu's trending in this direction, literally vertically up. But where do you see NuLu in 5 to 10 years as these developments continue to grow in
I
fruition?
think the growth has been unbelievable. You know, a few years ago, you used to come to this neighborhood, you used to see all these buildings abandoned. Now everything is growing. People are building, people are renovating, and businesses are coming in, and everybody wants to be in this area right now.
Yeah.
I see a big plus for it.
Yeah, and it's also cool, I guess, Butchertown, Smoketown, Phoenix Hill, Shelby Park, there's this trickle-down effect with any neighborhood growing. You know, those neighborhoods, although they have their own developments going on in those streets and neighborhoods that are going to help the residential and the commercial to thrive both. But there's that trickle-down nature, so that, you know, this big clump of neighborhoods down flowing into the downtown area, it's all coming up at the same time, which is really cool to see.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. I think that's one of the nicest thing about I feel about the neighborhood is that Louisville is a great city. You have got everything that you need to have. You don't have the crazy traffic of the other big metropolitan areas that you have got to deal with.
Yeah.
And I feel like that the city, with the art that exists, with the great places to live, it really gives you the opportunity to live like you're in a much bigger city.
Yeah.
But not leave the boundaries of the Louisville.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that's the biggest positive things that, you know, developments like this going to create for us.
Yeah, a lot of big city feels with the small town vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't have to leave the airport, or you don't have to drive for hours. You can get everything that you need. You have the vibe, and you're still in your own city.
Yeah, some big things happening in Louisville. Big things obviously happening in NuLu as well. And
correct.
this NuLu Marketplace should be open Halloween, right? That's the grand opening.
We're hoping for it.
Hoping so,
If
yeah.
everybody helps us.
Everything's trending in the right direction. So
we're going to try it.
yeah, we're excited to see how it pans out. And Mo, I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for
Yeah.
taking a look at
Absolutely.
this. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
good luck to you.
All right,
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week, guys.